Hi, I am Darius Fatimi, and I'm going to do a reading from the book that your teacher has assigned to you, which I am thrilled to be able to read from. I've actually been going through all of these stories and really enjoying it. But I picked a story here. This is from American Like Me by Kal Penn, and it goes like this. The first time I rode on Air Force One, as we cleared the runway and climbed into the sky, I thought to myself, well, this was all supposed to have been impossible. Then I picked up the white, unsecured phone next to my seat and called my parents. My folks are amazing. They had always borne the burden of my comical and ridiculous life choices. We didn't move to America for you to become an actor, I remember them telling me in 8th grade when I first expressed an interest in the arts as a potential profession. But it's a very nice hobby. Impossible life choices had been a common thread all along. In middle school, I was a huge nerd who got bullied before there was a name for this. By high school, I was petitioning the Board of Education to let me take multiple honors programs. We had a fantastic public high school district where I grew up in New Jersey with both an international studies and a performing arts honors program. I applied and got accepted to both, so why shouldn't I be allowed to attend both? It certainly wasn't my fault if the other kids didn't want to apply themselves. My parents pay taxes too. The school board rejected my proposal on the grounds that it offered me an unfair advantage on my GPA. Cry me a friggin' river. They made me pick one. I picked performing arts. Not taking no entirely for an answer, I convinced the school board to let me wake up every day at 6 a.m. to go take AP history at another high school in a different town so that I could spend the middle of the day in my actual high school auditioning a global history class that the cool, supportive young teacher, Mr. Crace, was in charge of. Then I'd go do the rest of my academic classes, including the honors performing arts ones. In high school, I was that kid. Insufferable at times, but ignoring laughter from the bullies and rejecting the irritating answer adults best like to use. No, you can't do that. That's impossible. By the time I got to college, I had heard impossible a lot more from adults. When I graduated and began many years as a struggling, aspiring actor, I heard it more than I thought possible. This is impossible. You'll never get cast. You'll never get a job. There are no roles for Indian American actors. Impossible. This was very similar to what I was being told within the Indian American community. Don't go into a career in the arts. You should have majored in something stable. Why are you doing this? Why couldn't I just be a doctor or engineer like Sadina Auntie's kids? Self-doubt finally gave way to confidence and opportunity, some of which I had to create myself, and some which I was fortunate enough to have the chance to earn through more traditional venues, internships, climbing the ladder of jobs, and so on. Finally, after years of struggle, I had a few movies under my belt and a regular, steady acting job on the TV show House. In the middle of 2007, I decided to go sign up to make a trip to Iowa to help then Senator Barack Obama out with his presidential campaign. At the time, Obama was trailing in the polls and was fairly unpopular within his own political party, which was very busy telling him that what he was doing was quite impossible. This was something I could relate to. He was also honest and shared many of my core values. By my second day in Des Moines, I had met most of the Obama campaign team, who were also idealistic and in their 20s. Seeing their hard work, dedication, and refusal to say no to conventional thinking, which said that a black guy from Hawaii shouldn't run for president, among other impossible things, was enough to make me join them full-time by moving to Iowa until the caucuses took place. He has a little footnote here. I'll read you the footnote. Iowa is the first state in the country to weigh in on the presidential primary process. It's totally nuts. Anyway, in these new campaign friends, I found my people. More than 10 years later, I regularly find myself thinking, man, the goal may have been to get Barack Obama elected, but if you had told me that these people with whom I was having late work nights and sleeping on floors and couches of campaign offices would become some of my best friends, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. not because I thought we couldn't do it, but because I didn't realize what would come next. After Barack Obama became president of the United States, I left my lucrative TV job on House, took a sabbatical from my acting career, and joined those amazing campaign friends at the White House. We had the honor of serving in the halls of the highest office in the greatest democracy on earth. We had the chance to work on some small part of the history-making progress, and again had late work nights and were sleeping on floors and couches, this time at the White House, across the government, and around the world.